Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is John Jake Gaming on the mic here, coming at you with a brand new episode of the Earlham Teambuilder Dynasty here on NCAA 14, using that college football revamp. Of course, we got a big game for us here at home. We are hosting none other than the Ohio State Buckeyes, and even though they may not be the powerhouse that they necessarily used to be, this is still a pretty dangerous team. B+ across the board. We're B+, B, A-. We got one of the best offenses in college football there. But we struggle a little bit in Big Ten play now. Offensively, Lee Corso is going to be rocking with them, but we are at home. So listen, we only got one thing left to do now. We got to make sure we go about defending our home turf. It's going to be a good one, man, so make sure you smash that like button. Hit subscribe as well if you have to be brand new to the channel as well. With that being said, man, let's go ahead and take on these Ohio State Buckeyes here on our home turf. Let's get it. Alright, man, so with that being said, let's go ahead and get this conference game going against the Ohio State Buckeyes. And right from the jump, they're giving us a little bit of trouble, man. We have multiple defenders bouncing off Brandon Ross. He picks up a first down without too much of a problem. That's not a good start for us whatsoever, but this might bring some change for us, so how about that? Forcing a fumble on the quarterback, and Jamie Jenkins is going to land on it. I think that's MJ Granson there that got the fumble recovery. But of course, we go free and out on our next possession, so we cannot take advantage of the turnover that we force on the defensive side of the football. So that being said, Ohio State is going to go ahead. They're going to take right back over here. We got 2nd and 6 now coming up. McFadden going to try to run for it. King Ray completely misses. Finn Otis having to dive to make the tackle to make sure Jamar McFadden doesn't pick up more yards on the grounds, as he is definitely a very athletic quarterback, giving us problems all day long, not only with the legs, but also with the arms as well, as able to make that completion almost for the first down, but we're going to give it to them anyways because, of course, we get caught with a face mask penalty. That's been a problem for us all season. And so another 1st and 10 for Ohio State thanks to the penalty. We're going to hand it off to Edwards, who's got some space. Breaks some tackles too, and nearly picks up the first down himself. A gain of 10. As a couple plays later now. 3rd and short now for Ohio State. McFadden going to throw short over to Ross. Almost breaking out that tackle, but MJ Granson does end up bringing him down. So long methodical drive for Ohio State to get things going here as Rogers gets out to the outside, and there was nobody there setting the perimeter for us. Ohio State is going to go ahead and get into the end zone. Touchdown Buckeyes! And we find ourselves down 7-0 as our offense now comes to the field here. First possession was a free and out for us. Let's see if we can do a little bit better this time around, as Daniel Carrington manages to pick up a gain of 6 on that one. So 2nd and 4 now coming up here, trying to go ahead and stick with the ground game for the time being, as Carrington looking around, going to go ahead and pick up the first down. Gain of 6 for the young man. So sticking with that ground game for the time being. If it's not broke, why fix anything, And it's continuing to work with us. Daniel Carrington getting some really good runs, but at some point we got to be able to pass this football. CJ Patton still waiting for the first completion of the day for him, but we almost get intercepted by Jamara Carter. And CJ Patton continuing to struggle here a little bit. 0 for 3 now on the day. Going with the read option, trying to get him going on the ground a little bit, and does manage to pick up a few yards, but this defense is really quick here at the same time. So now, 3rd and 5 coming up here, going in a passing formation. See if we can get somebody open downfield. As Patton looking around, facing the pressure, and that's almost picked off too. Jamara Carter again, getting his claws on the football. And we have to go ahead and punt this ball away here. As Ohio State now will go ahead and take over, getting it out to Darren Jones out on the perimeter, picking up a gain of 7. As Louise is 2nd and 3rd, going into a no-huddle attack for Ohio State. As McFadden going over the middle of the field once again, getting around King Ray. Darren Jones able to pick up the 1st down for the Buckeyes. And 2nd and 12 coming up here now too is McFadden. Looking around, going to throw it down the middle of the field once more. Gets it out to William Thomas for a gain of 11. And a 3rd and short now coming up here is now. Here we go. McFadden dropping back, looking around, gets it out to Rogers. And Nate Hunt brings him down immediately, but it's also for the 1st down. The 2nd and long now coming up for the Buckeyes. Going to McFadden. McFadden, he's got some space out on the perimeter, and it's a big gain downfield. As Ohio State has dominated here in this 1st quarter, it seems like. Already with almost 100 yards on the ground. Let's see if they can build on that, though, as the read option. It's a pitch out to Jones, and Jones picks up the 1st down. And Ohio State now over 100 yards rushing just in this 1st quarter alone. We're going into, after 1 quarter of play, we're down 7-0. Got to pick it up on both sides of the ball. So let's go here. 2nd quarter now officially going underway as McFadden going to hand it off to Edwards, who got some space, ends up breaking a tackle or two. And Ray Edwards does go ahead and make this a more reasonable 3rd down. He's got 3rd and short now coming up. McFadden gets it out to Edwards, breaks 1 tackle, makes it 2. But King Ray does recover well, staying with the play and forcing Ohio State to go ahead and take a field goal. They will go ahead and still extend this lead. It will make it a 10-0 affair here as the field goal is up, and it is good. So Ohio State with a 10-0 lead here early in the 2nd quarter. Let's see if we can get our offense to do something here as we throw short over the right-hand side, finding Jeremy Sprinkle Jr. Decent little gain out there on the perimeter. Has not been a good look for this passing offense. Let's see if we can get him in rhythm here as Patton dropping back, gets locked up, but was trying to anticipate Elliott to get downfield. I don't know exactly what CJ Patton was looking at there, but it was a costly play as Sterling Walter gets the interception and is able to bring it all the way back for a touchdown. Maybe CJ Patton was thinking he would push himself outside. I don't know exactly what happened there, but Earlham were now in a deep hole. Now down 17-0. Finally get a long completion. That's not a check down. Jeremy Sprinkle Jr. with the catch. That goes for 28. And for the very first time today, since we forced that fumble, we are in Ohio State territory. But we'll see how long that lasts, though, as we have another incompletion that easily throw that should be made. Let's be honest here. CJ Patton, you got to make that play, my guy. Is now 3rd and 11. Looking around, trying to get over the middle of the field, and that's almost intercepted. Sterling Walter almost had his 2nd pick of the day. And we are forced to punt this football away here, as Ohio State will take over inside their own 20. We did down them inside the 20, but that won't last very long, though, as they get a really good screenplay going on the outside. Got us on the halfback screen. And that's something our defense has also struggled with a little bit this season. We have not stopped the halfback screen the same way as we did last season. And it's certainly showing on the scoreboard, just not dominating as much as we usually do in past seasons, of course. As now 2nd and 10 coming up, and Fadden got some space on the outside as well. Gets another big gain, a gain of 15. And just like that, they are going to go ahead and approach midfield here And 2nd and 7 awaits the Buckeyes. As it looks like it's going to be a running play over the middle to Rogers. Is immediately met by Roger Abraham, but Brad Rogers stiff arms that man, drags him for a few extra yards, and that's a first down as well. So now, 1st and 10, McFadden taking it out on the perimeter. It's Rogers again, had all the space in the world. At this point, trying to play back just a little bit here, and not exactly a good look here, but we do at least get him to a 3rd and long. McFadden forcing a throw into coverage. It's dropped, and we get the football back. But seriously, we have to score on this drive. We cannot go into the halftime down by 3+ possessions. It simply cannot happen against a team like Ohio State. So this drive here, needless to say, huge drive for our team. Let's see if we can get it done here as Carrington going to go ahead, picks up the first down on the ground. Only a few yards, but listen, even if we only pick up a field goal, that's still better than nothing. As he got 1st and 10 now. Patton trying to get it out to the perimeter. Gets it out to Derek Blue, but can't keep himself in bounds, though. Lost an opportunity to maybe pick some more yards up in that yak area. But now, 1st and 10 again. Looking around, getting it out to the perimeter once more. Jake Elliott gets lit up like a Christmas tree, but still hangs on and makes the catch. So another first down that we get to work with here, as Ohio State certainly dominated this game quite a bit. They have twice as many first downs as we do right now, but we can at least finish strong here. We do get the ball to start the second half. If we can make it, a 10-point game, that would be ideal before we go into this locker room. Although we throw yet another interception. This time, it falls into the hands of Steve Ruffin. And he makes this catch despite the fact that he was tumbling onto the ground. So that was exactly the opposite of what we wanted to try and accomplish here before we go into the locker room. And now we gotta hope that our defense can keep it 17-0. Because, yeah, we're playing like garbage right now. I mean, there's no other way to say it right now, as we give up another halfback screen. This could be some trouble too, but thankfully Brad Rogers does get a little bit tripped up and doesn't end up picking up first down. That could have gone for a lot more. But instead, we do get him to a 3rd and short here. Going to sell for the run as we send the blitz, and the blitz actually works out for us. Let's go, baby! Nate Hunt able to get in there, get the sack, and giving our offense at least one more drive to work with. As Patton tries to throw over the middle. A dangerous pass over to Robert Price Jr. That's still good for a first down, though, and we'll go ahead and get ourselves on the ball quickly. Trying to make this a quick possession. Patton dropping back, looking to the right-hand side, finds Patrick Starr and gets Earlham offense across midfield once again. Has got a fresh set of downs to work with once more. This time, setting him up with the halfback screen. Carrington able to get in some space, got some room to work with on the outside, and gets the first down there too. Our best offensive possession so far in this entire game. You'll love to see it. As Patton looks to keep the good vibes going, trying to throw it over the middle, but it's incomplete. Albert Porter able to get his hands on it, but at the very least, it stops the clock because we only have 2 timeouts left. It's now 2nd and 10. Patton dropping back and a throw over the middle. Finds Patrick Starr. He's got some space and gets it for a huge gain of 29. Way to push it downfield. Has got another 1st and 10. Offense trying to get them off target. Patton looking around, but nobody's open, and Patton doesn't throw the football away. And we have to call a timeout. It's basically 2nd and goal. It's now Patton looking around. Has to go to the outside. He's flushed out. Trying to run for it. He's got some space to work with, but he fumbles the football. The ball's on the ground. And it's another turnover for Earlham. The 3rd turnover for C.J. Patton. Wow. You literally could not make this up. A guy that usually does a really nice job of taking care of the football. And thanks to that turnover, we go into the locker room down 17-0. We are in some serious trouble here in Big Ten play. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into the second half right here. See if we can... We got to play a lot better, man. And it starts with this drive right here. And Daniel Carrington, he's got some space on the outside. Cannot beat the one man. Got to hold that block just a little bit longer. Although we got 3rd and long coming up here. It's Patton in a 5-wide set. He's forced to pass. Nobody is open. Trying to force another play as pressure was in his face. And yeah, it's another turnover. Another interception for CJ Patton. He's just not having himself a good time whatsoever. Ohio State has done a phenomenal job of locking this guy down. But thankfully for us, we do force a free and out. We do keep it 17-0 for right now. But, I mean, I'm not joking. We have to do so much better. And, you know, CJ Patton just has to do a much better job of just taking care of the football. You know, 4 turnovers in a single game. That just is not acceptable. So, definitely in a little bit of hot water here. We'll see how Patton responds. As we got 2nd and 7 now coming up here as Patton gonna hand it off to Carrington's got some space and just barely does not make it to the first down marker. 3rd and inches coming up. Calling the boys to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and inches. Patton looking around. Everyone's covered though. Patton's going to try to slide. Bro, I was calling for a slide. What was that? Wow. Wow, that, you know, the first 4 turnovers, like, okay, I can take that because that's definitely my fault. But that one right there, though, I was trying to slide, though, but nothing we can do about it. Now, we turned the ball over 5 times in this game. It's not even over yet. Like, I don't think we even had this much problems with taking care of the ball in our first season when we had all walk-ons. And it's certainly costing us here as we're midway through this 3rd quarter, and we still have not cut into this deficit just yet. So the defense needing to come up big here once again, as McFadden dropping back is hit by Nate Hunt, but gets it out in time in order to connect with Darren Jones. A catch for 6 yards. So now, 2nd and 4 now coming up here. Thomas moving into the motion, going to... How does Chris Tyne not make that tackle, though? What are we doing? Like, he was on McFadden. You got to lock in there and make that tackle, you know. It is what it is, though. But, yeah, Brad Rogers goes ahead and makes another run here. Ohio State looking to put together a methodical drive here. That knocks some time off the clock as McFadden drop it back. It is going to be sacked in the backfield, though. That's Finn Otis. And because it was Finn Otis that got that sack, he sets the newest school record for most sacks in a career. 31st sack. Congratulations to Finn Otis. So now, 3rd and long coming up here. McFadden dropping back. Going to try to throw it out to the perimeter. Gets it out to Bowers. But he fumbles the football, and Frank Bowers is going to recover. Let's go, baby! But you know what, though? I have seen enough from CJ Patton. You know, 5 turnovers in a single game. We're not even done yet. Nah, we can't have that. Jeff Wheatley's going to come into the game. He's going to get some first notable action. We're going to see what he can do, man. We'll see if he can lead the comeback. So now one of the top JUCO quarterbacks in last year's recruiting class is going to come into the game now and making a collegiate debut in a very important time for us. If we lose this game, any sliver of hope that we have to going back to the national championship is going to be gone like a girl in a country song. So that being said, you know, no pressure, Jeff Wheatley. That's all I'm saying, man. So now, 3rd and 5 coming up here as Jeff Wheatley going to try to go ahead, run the read option. You can see the athleticism that he has, and he gets upfield and manages to pick up a 13-yard gain. 1st down, Earlham. As we go to the line quick, we don't have much time to waste as Jeff dropping back, trying to get it to Patrick Starr, but it's overthrown. He misses the target. And it's the 6th turnover of the day. What a terrible first possession for Jeff Wheatley. And now our defense is back on the heels here as McFadden going to take it on the read option. Will end up picking up the first down. A gang of Earlham tacklers making sure that he doesn't get much further. Is now 2nd and 7 coming up here. Is now McFadden dropping back. He's looking around. Going to go ahead and scramble upfield. And that's nearly a 1st and goal situation. Another gain of 12 for the star quarterback. We have simply not been able to keep him in the pocket today. As another 3rd down coming up here. Will McFadden run for it? No, it's going to throw it short to Jones, but Chris Tide, no, please don't make it so. Oh my goodness. Is that enough? It's another face mask. It is another face mask. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. We had them stopped, and now 1st and goal. Ohio State gets into the end zone. And our deficit just continues to grow here. We're now down 24-0. So here we go now. 24-0 here. I don't know where it's going to come from, but we really need a spark right here, man. Let's see if Derek Blue can provide it for us. He's got a couple of good blocks. He gets away from one defender. One man left to beat. Derek Blue down the sideline. No one left to catch him. Touchdown, Earlham. That's exactly what we need, man. We needed that in the worst way. And now we'll go for the 2-point conversion to go ahead, make this a 2-possession game, and Daniel Carrington punches it into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good. As that takes us to the end of the 3rd quarter. We're down by 16 here at home. We need some luck, man. Lady Luck need to come on our side. We need to step up all phases of the game to win this one. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get this 4th quarter underway. And we're off to a pretty good start here. Actually, we do go ahead and force a 3 and out. So Frank Bowers here is going to have a chance to add on to the contribution that the special teams have provided so far today. Bouncing it outside. Ohio State's got some speed, though. But still, a gain of 23 yards downfield. And in some event, we need as good field position as possible, as Ohio State's defense has been on point all day long. Let's see what we can do it here. Got to get it into the end zone. Field goals will no longer help us here, as Daniel Carrington pushes us upfield for a gain of 12. Even though we're down multiple possessions, I don't want to avoid going away from the running game just yet. Want to try to keep using that run game, sparingly, of course, whenever it benefits us. As now, 1st and 10. Jeff dropping back, facing some pressure. Going to go ahead and scramble to the outside, but defender peels off and makes the tackle on Jeff Wheatley. So 2nd and 3 now coming up here. 3 wide set to the right-hand side. Jeff dropping back, looking for somebody to get open. Finally sees someone in Derek Blue, who hangs on. And a gain of 19. But can we punch it in now? A few plays later, got a 3rd and goal that we have to deal with, as Carrington finds himself in the end zone. Touchdown, Earlham. And a 2-point conversion away from going ahead and make this a 1-possession game. Hang on now, folks, because this one is not over. Jeff dropping back, gonna run it in the end zone. 2-point conversion is good. So Earlham pulls within 1 possession. As we go ahead now, check out the studio update that we have just been provided. We're seeing some other upsets here, at least in the Big Ten Conference, as the Nebraska Cornhuskers do end up upsetting Penn State. And then the Purdue Boilermakers do the same thing to Illinois. Purdue winning by a score of 30-10. So that's Purdue Boilermakers can go ahead and get their 2nd win of the season. That will certainly shake up the top 25 rankings when we move on to next week. But we got to take care of business in our own game here. Defense, let's get a stop. Give our offense a chance to tie this game here as they throw short over to Jones. But David Smith lights him up like a Christmas tree. As a couple plays later now, 3rd and short coming up here. Going to bring the blitzer going. just sell out on this run. They do run with the football as McFadden able to get the toss out to Bowers on the perimeter. It's a foot race, but Nate Hunt finally brings him down across Earlham territory. One more first down could get Ohio State in the field goal range. We need to stop him right here as McFadden facing some pressure, and it looks like maybe Jamie Jenkins got his hands on the ball. So we do get to go ahead. We force another punt. But we got to score on this drive here yet again. That does not change, even though we are pulling closer. Still an 8-point game here as we face 2nd and 10. Let's see if we can get the passing game going for Jeff Wheatley as we drop back. Wheatley looking around, going to go ahead and just run it himself and ends up sliding down. Does end up picking up the first down as we get into no huddle offense. This time, McFadden, actually Carrington keeping it. Able to pick up the first down. A really big hit, but Carrington hangs on to the football though. Is now another 1st and 10 coming up here. Setting with the play action. Going over the middle to Robert Price Jr., who fights forward, nearly picks up the first down, but that does mean the clock will keep running. So we got to keep moving here. Less than 3 minutes left now in this game. Jeff dropping back. Gonna scramble once again. Sliding down once more. Learning from CJ Patton, I imagine. And another 1st and 10 coming up here. As we go ahead here, Daniel Carrington gonna get the handoff. No! It's a fake! Here comes Jeff Wheatley down the middle of the field. Gets caught from behind. But a 27-yard gain for Jeff Wheatley. Getting it done with the legs. So only a handful of yards away from potentially tying this game up as Jeff dropping back. Gonna scramble once more. Manages to pick up 5 yards. If it's not open and we scramble a little bit, make sure we go ahead and get that going here. As now 2nd and 5 coming up. Jeff dropping back, gonna throw over the middle, looking for Derek Blue, but Derek Blue ends up picking up the first down here as well. As now another 1st and goal coming up here. Gotta get a different set of guys out. Landon Uligalier coming in there and making an impact. Landon Uligalier does not get much playing time, but when he comes into the game, he makes an impact. He finds a way to get into that end zone, and that's what happened there. But can we get this 2-point conversion? No, we need it in the worst way. And Jeremy Sprinkle Jr., that catch now gives us a tie ball game here with just 2 minutes left to play. And we have stormed back in this one. And now the pressure is back on McFadden and this offense, who's only scored 7 points in this entire game. As McFadden trying to run with it, but it's fumbled. Chris Rogers recovers it. Our 3rd fumble recovery of this game. The Earlham defense can force them turnovers too. Finn Otis was the one that forced the fumble. And we're well within field goal range, but wanting to remain aggressive. Jeff dropping back on 1st and 10. Gets it out to Patrick Starr. And now 1st and goal coming up here. And even if we don't punch it in, we're about to make a barbecue chicken, I feel, as Carrington finds the end zone anyways. Gives us a little bit more breathing room here as we now have the lead with 21 seconds left. So Ohio State has to march all the way down the field in basically 3 or 4 plays, or otherwise this game is over. Or not. Hang on now. We got some space on the outside, but Timpo is eventually brought down. But a good kick return for the tailback. As Ohio State starts off on the 40-yard line. Got 3 plays to work with. McFadden dropping back. Gonna actually scramble to the outside. Has some space to work with. Chris Ty does end up bringing him down, and Ohio State will use whatever timeout. Still have 2 remaining. There's also 10 seconds left on the clock. McFadden dropping back again. Gonna throw it out towards the sideline, and does end up getting it out to Darren Jones. As now there's 6 seconds remaining here. Going with the man up 3 deep. Don't get beat deep, whatever you do. McFadden dropping back. Gonna throw this one. Got a man, but it's overthrown. Wow, we end up dodging a bullet there And that's how this game is going to end. The Earlham Quakers find a way to storm back down 24-0 late in the third quarter. We come back with 31 unanswered points sparked by that kick return that you see on screen. And we find a way to win. You'll love to see it. Alright guys, so I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know how we ended up winning this game, but we ended up finding a way to win the ball game. And that was despite the fact that we had 6 turnovers today. 5 of them belong to CJ Patton, which I'll get to him in a second. But listen, that's what the great teams do. We just find a way to win the game, even though there wasn't a lot going on for us till the very end. But we did what we needed to do in order to come out on top, man. As for CJ Patton, oh boy, this was not a good day for him whatsoever. 12 for 22, 155 yards, 3 picks without a touchdown. He did have 9 yards on the ground, but he also put the ball on the ground 2 times, lost both of those fumbles. We did bring in Jeff Wheatley, and while he didn't necessarily put the world on fire, 4 for 7, 56 yards, and a pick, he was really versatile on the ground. He ended up with 71 yards and even got a 2-point conversion for us there as well. Daniel Carrington was a really big star for us as well. 20 carries, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. Landon Uigallier also got a carry in this one as well. He ended up with a touchdown off of his sole carry. As for receiving core, nobody got into the end zone for us today, but we did have one notable star for us. Patrick Starr had himself a pretty good day overall. Had 4 catches, had 83 yards. Again, quarterbacks, definitely struggled. Neither of them did great passing the football, but, Patrick Starr, he certainly did his thing for sure, and I like to see that. And then defensively, I got to give credit where the credit is due. Defensively, we just went about doing what we needed to do at the end of the day. Took care of business, man. It wasn't pretty whatsoever. But we did it, man. We won the game, and it's thanks to these guys specifically. King Ray had 11 tackles. Nate Hunt had 10 tackles as well. We got multiple sacks as well. Mario Hernandez, Finn Otis, Roderick Abraham, and Nate Hunt, they all managed to get to the quarterback in this game. But the most surprising thing for me, we forced a lot of fumbles in this one. We had 3 forced fumbles. Mario Hernandez, MJ Granson, and Finn Otis taking care of business. And then Frank Bowers, Jamie Jenkins, and Chris Rogers were able to all come up in here and make, the plays needed in order to get the fumble recovery. So I feel really good about our defense overall. We're not going to always be this bad offensively. If we can play like this, man, I don't know. Maybe we can still make a New Year's 6. Maybe we can still make some noise, even though we already have a loss this season. So through all of the, excitement that we had on the field, we do get some good news off the field as well. We did get a couple of more commits, for a recruiting class. Kevin Jackson and Jeffrey Sheldon are going to both sign on the dotted line and are going to be joining your Earlham Quakers, at least for next season, man. So that feels good to see. And look, this schedule that we have going on right now is not going to get any easier. We have another top 25 opponent that we're hosting, this time the Michigan State Spartans. But before we even go about doing that, we need to figure out who we're going to start next week. Are we going to stick with CJ Patton, who's been, at least pretty good for most of his season? Or is it Jeff Weasley's time to shine? See what he can do. Let me know down in the comments. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you smash that like button. Hit subscribe if you have to be brand new as well. This is John J. Gaming on the mic signing off. But I'm hoping you're all out there having a wonderful day. Take care, everybody.